Watch the youngest age of soccer players. You know, the real little kids. You ever watch them play soccer? When our kids were playing soccer, I was not a coach because I don't know enough about soccer to be a coach soccer, but I was a referee at that level a couple of times. It wore me out because there's no strategy. They don't understand how to play the game. All they know is there's a ball. We get to kick it and in some kind of direction. And so there's this glob of kids with a ball in the middle, and it just goes up and down the field, right? Like a giant amoeba, right? And as a referee, you got to run with them up and down. And by the end of it, they're all, wow, this is great and everything. And I'm that's what it becomes for those who are being carried here and there by every wind of doctrine. They're like those little kids just going back and forth on the field and never getting a goal, except maybe by accident. But that's not what the Lord has for us. He contrasts it here, not going back and forth, tossed to and fro, verse 15, but speaking, here it comes, the truth, not compromising truth to achieve this unity of the Spirit and the bond of peace, but speaking the truth in love. There's a way to speak the truth that is not in love. We may grow up, not be kids anymore. In all things, grow up in every aspect of our life. Into Him who is the head, Christ, from whom the whole body, joined and knit together by what each joint supplies. We be the joints in this illustration. What each joint supplies, we are knit together, and we're put together as the church, according to the effective working by which every part does its share and causes growth of the body and edifying, building itself up in love. Man, we could spend the next 6 weeks on just that passage. And I don't feel like I gave it justice this morning. But the thing to remember is we are one, and we are one in the Lord. And we are one by His Spirit. But that doesn't mean we're all the same. In fact, the greatness of God is the fact that He doesn't want us to be all the same. If He did, He'd have created us to look all the same and act all the same. But we don't, and we aren't. And He wants to use that very rich diversity and differences between us while we are joined together by the Spirit of God in the bond of peace, to use that diversity to make sure that every bit is done that needs to be done in the church, so that we become dependent upon one another, not independent of one another, within the church, all under the leadership and lordship of Jesus Christ.